Thank you so much. If
I hope I stayed within my time, ma'am.
Yes, definitely, ma'am, definitely. If I have to just sum up what you have said, ma'am, of course, each and everything was very relevant. But if I have to pick up the crux or the summum bonum of it, I would say number one, opportunity to learn for everyone. Number two, about the creativity quotient, that which has increased. Number three, education can be free from bounds of time and space. Something very important, ma'am. Expansion of teaching, learning resources in this phase, definitely it has been. And then the lesson of life, the last but not the least, what I feel, the lesson of life has become more important than curriculum. If we as the education fraternity, if we all keep this in mind, I'm sure we could really bring out better learners from the society. Ma'am, there are certain questions and I'll be reading out one question at a time and waiting for your response. The first question goes, ma'am, what will be the paradigm shift in education post-COVID?
Okay. I think the major paradigm shift, which I'm hearing in many conversations, one, the very big word is the T word. Everyone is talking about technology. Technology enabled schools, technology enabled pedagogy, technology enabled technology. Okay. I think it is very important. It has held us to ransom these last 6 months. If not for that, where would we be? But I want to once again caution. When the Prime Minister said, stay at home, my first thought was, what about the people who don't have homes? And the large part of our population doesn't have homes. Then they said, education, go online. I said, yeah, what about the people who don't have lines, right? So we must reduce, or we can only use technology and leverage it. It's a huge lever. If we take care of the digital divide, and this paradigm shift will only happen if we do that. The other paradigm shift that I'm seeing, and I'm hoping is going to happen, is a move away from content-based curricula to thinking, research, self-learning, and activity-based curricula and pedagogy. It's there in your national education policy and in all the discussions I'm having with other educators, with policymakers. It's very clear that we need to do this, but the challenge here is to train teachers to think like that. Okay. The third paradigm shift that will happen is that everyone will now start digitizing their teaching learning resource. It's the digital age and it has come to us with a bang. And that is not going away. So everyone has become more tech savvy, including people who only have phones, the very poorer population. They've also understood that. So it is a huge opportunity for us to leverage technology so that we can leapfrog many of the educational problems that beset this country. And here I'm talking about the 75% of our population and more that is poor, that is living in villages. 66% of our population is village, and girls, people who live very much without lines, without homes. We need to be thinking of them. And I'm hoping that we are able to bridge the digital divide, use all our innovative strength. We have given an example. There are many more. And I hope the government is going to focus very hard. We need more resources.
Thank you, ma'am. The second question goes, what are some suggestive ideas to enlighten the parents who think girls' education is not as important as boys?
Okay.
I'm working on it.
That's a good one. Yes, we have. And I'll be with great success, I might tell you. One of the things that we found is that nothing succeeds like success. We had to actually go house to house to collect our first 30 children, girls. And mothers were hiding them and all. But there were 7 daughters, she sent 3. Then we found out there are 3 more. So we went back. She said, don't tell my husband, he'll be very angry with me. All the boys were going to school. She had 11 children. Out of these 7 were girls. Now, they came. Now, what we found is, now we have 1,000 girls and counting. And we don't have to go recruiting. And now fathers are bringing them on their motorbikes and their cycles to school from 17 kilometers. what happens is you need to have one, there should be a lot of community awareness, which we do with the India's Daughters campaign. Every month we call parent meetings. First only mothers came, now fathers also come. And this time during the crisis, because fathers have the phones, so when we used to call, the father would pick up. We used to say, sir, aap kaise ho? I hope theek ho, aapko koi dikkat to nahi hai, job hai ke nahi? We would talk to them. So you build a good relationship and say, zara beti ko phone de dijiye, and in one day, please give it for half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, hum log padhayenge. Are gladly you would give. So you have to form a respectful relationship with the community, and you have to continuously work to change their mindset. And then when they see our girls as role models, now many of them, they become the breadwinners of the family. One of them just recently bought a plot for 4 lakhs, by the way. And with a small job of 15,000, 20,000, which we helped her find. She got a master's and she got this job. And so now she's a role model for other girls. They say, Arey, this works. We must send girls to school. Then what we do for child marriages, we intervene. Teachers should intervene. So teachers should learn to become counselors. They should learn to become advocates for girls' rights. And they should learn how to build a community awareness which teaches parents that girls are of equal value as boys, and teaches them how also to raise their boys to think similarly, and shows them the advantages of doing that.
Okay. Ma'am, the third question. What type of foundation during a pandemic crisis in education is needed? So you've spoken a lot about it, but I still once again.
Okay. See, I think during a pandemic crisis, as I mentioned, what has actually kept everything going, and I know that from our foundation, and we deal with all the representative populations of the country, is one, a sense of being connected. We all held each other very strongly during this time. Communication, continuous communication. And thirdly, a sense of learning together, teaching each other, reaching out for each other, and thinking of creative ways. For example, many of the teachers said, "Ab kuch tha nahi, so I was using my kitchen and finding, materials over there to teach." I was terrified about making videos, but I've learned how to make videos now. So the creativity, the connectedness, the communication, the ability to learn, the resilience, that is what has kept everyone going during this crisis. And also a sense of empathy and caring. People really, I think, have, with the migrant crisis, how many people came out? So the sense of caring also has gone up. Caring quotient, empathy quotient, creativity quotient, all gone up. Now we should hope they stay. Those are all very good things. We should hang on to them. My worry is that unusual circumstances bring about unusual consequences. Now we would like to keep these. These are, I know, once the unusual circumstance goes, oh dear God, very soon, I hope. But then you want to keep all the wins. I call them, these are the wins. These are all the good things that have come out. We should keep them. So all organizations should document these learnings. We are doing that. Look at it as I tell all my teachers and everyone, I said, actually, you should be very excited. And I want to tell everyone on this call, we are in a historic moment. It is never going to happen again, I hope. Right? So we should learn everything we can. And we should document it so that we can use it later. And future generations can learn from it.